Hello. Ooh. Welcome to a special spooky episode of Bob's Live. And this week, I have something kind of fun planned. It might have something to do with the shirt that I have on, but we're going to get to that later. First off, you can find Bob's Market on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok. And most of those places you can find us at Bob's Market. And, well, as I said, got a spooky episode this week. And we're also going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A. So I've got that set up. But before we get into that, I wanted to also share a little bit of a reminder, and that is, right now, we are having our fall photo contest. So you can head over to our website at bobsmarket.com, and on the home page, there is a button that you can click on, and it'll take you to the contest rules and when the photos are due, which I forget when that is. Let me check here really quickly on the calendar. So the photos are due on Monday, November 15th. And basically, before November 15th, you can send me your fall photos to ask@bobsmarket.com. And you want to make sure you put fall photo contest in the subject line, and then include your name, your mailing address, and a brief description of the picture along with the photo. So that is that. And well, this week, since it's Halloween, I thought we would carve a jack-o'-lantern. So that's what we're going to be doing. And while I'm doing that, I thought it would be a great time to kind of sit back and relax, and I'm going to be monitoring the comments. So if you have a fall gardening question, or just kind of want to shoot the breeze, hey, the chat line is open. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So let me get set up. I've got to do some finagling here with cameras, so let me get that cooking, and I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. I think we're set up good. So let me, yep, my microphone is working. Want to make sure that's not muted. And we're ready to go. So if you take a look over on, well, it's this side for me, it might be that side for you. That is where the chats will show up. So, alrighty. What I'm going to be doing in this video is carving this pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern. And I haven't done this in a few years, so might turn out disastrous, but it's going to be entertaining anyway. And Patty has a question. She says, how do I stop deers from eating my rose bush? It was full of flowers. Now the tops or stalks and the roses are gone. And yeah, roses and really anything in general when you're dealing with deer can be a problem. Deer, they love anything. In fact, our HR manager, she was like, hey, when you're done with this pumpkin, give it to me. I'll take it home and feed it to the deer that come to my backyard. So, and I was speaking at a garden club just a few weeks ago, and they said that they had pumpkins setting out as fall decorations, and the deer were eating the pumpkins. So, yeah, that's an issue that happens. But when it comes to dealing with deer, and rose bushes are an interesting example because my first step would be to say, we'll plant something with thorns on it or something that would discourage them. But roses have thorns. So you're left with either using a physical barrier like an electric fence or something like that, or a chemical spray like liquid fence that'll kind of deter the deer. You can also get sprays that just don't taste good, and that can help deter them. But even with that, if they're desperate enough, and this time of year deer tend to be because food's starting to get kind of scarce out in the woods, that kind of pushes them into the suburbs and into areas where there's houses. So yeah, it's always kind of a constant arms race. Yeah, Patty says they don't like lavender. Yeah, some of the sprays, they have things like lavender and peppermint and different things like that in them to help deter deer. So when I say chemical spray, usually it's organic based stuff like that. Well, let's start digging. Let me do that. Yeah, my camera's still working. My feed down here froze, which I think that's just a phone issue. Let's dig in. Okay, yeah, this is working good. So the thing with cutting the top out of a pumpkin is you kind of want to go at an angle. And now that I've got this started, it's doing pretty good. It was a little bit sketchy there to begin with. You kind of want to go at an angle, and that will leave a little shelf for the top to set on. And then another thing that I'm going to do is here on the back side, which this is the side that was setting on the ground. Here on the back side, I'm going to make a little V-shaped notch. And that'll act as a little bit of a key so I know how to line the lid back up on the pumpkin. And the other thing that I'm going to do, now that I have that cut around to there, I'm going to come back here to the front and start going this opposite direction. Which you want to be careful. I was cutting toward myself, which is never really a great idea. Which, I do have a first aid kit right down there, so yeah. Alright, so there is our pumpkin lid. And this guy doesn't have too much inside by way of guts, so I've got a bucket here to put all the gunk in. There is our lid. Another thing you can do, and I've seen this done quite a bit, is you can cut the bottom out. And especially now where we have like LED candles, which are a lot safer to use if you plan on lighting up your jack-o'-lantern. But something you could do is cut the bottom out and then set it down on top of your little LED candle. With the lid like this, that's better suited if you're going to actually put a lit candle inside. Then you can take this and make a little bit of a vent hole in the back to help vent some of the heat out. I'm going to use, got this nice metal spoon and it makes scraping the guts out so much easier. I've used the kits before, like where it has like the little plastic scoop, and they just don't work that well. A nice spoon like this works wonders. And I just bent up a little bit. I got this out of our kitchen in the back, so if I damage it, it's not really that big of a loss, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so if you're just joining us, I am making a jack-o'-lantern, but I'm also monitoring the comments. If you want to ask a question about fall gardening, or jack-o'-lantern carving, or anything like that, feel free to shoot me your question. Oh. It just doesn't want to detach at the bottom. Do some cutty cutting. So inside of a pumpkin, all the little guts are attached at 2 points. They're attached at the top where the stem comes through, which I sliced through that pretty easily. Then they're also attached at the bottom. I think I got it cut through now. Yeah, there we go. When you're doing your jack-o'-lantern too, you can also save these pumpkin seeds and then roast them. That makes a pretty good treat. Yeah, that was nice. So now we've got our pumpkin cleaned out inside. And now it's time to start carving. And you'll notice I didn't put a stencil in the front because I'm wearing the stencil. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But hey, the eyes and nose, I'm going to get those right on. So this is 100% freehand jack-o'-lantern. There we go. That's one eyeball. Let's we got the one eyeball. Let me go ahead and do the nose. And that'll kind of help me line up the other eyeball in the mouth. Ooh, that kind of slipped through. Okay. His nose, a little bit off. Yeah. The eyes, they're okay. Nose, yeah, not so much. But hey, it's my pumpkin. Let's see, we got a little schmutz in the one eye. There we go. Alright. I do want to try to do like a couple teeth in the smile, so I'm not quite sure how I want to do it though. And this is where you get creative, is with the smile. In the comments, you might want to start taking bets on whether I slice my hand or not. Ooh. faster than I was planning on. Okay. Trying to kind of plan out my cuts here. We got that little piece out. We can see the smile, it's starting to come along. Yeah, Patty says pumpkin seeds are good protection or good prevention for a ton of health problems. And yeah, actually take a supplement that has, I think, pumpkin seed oil in it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, take that little piece out. And again, if you're just jumping in and joining us, feel free to shoot your fall gardening questions or any sort of questions or chats in general at me while I'm working on this. I can see the comments and kind of keep up with them. Okay, we're down to the last little section here. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want to do that. I'm trying to go slow too with this last little cut because I don't want to chop his tooth off. I'm going to slice my hand open making it. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. So I've got the face cut out now. What I'm going to do now is go in and kind of clean up some of these cuts that I made because they're sort of angled back in. And then there's also some goop on the inside that I need to remove also. Yeah. Let me grab this. There's a couple seeds I missed. There we go. That looks pretty good. So there is that part of my jack-o'-lantern. And now where I cut that little key out of the back of the top of it, I can slip that right back down into place. And there we go. That looks pretty good. So I wish I had a way to light it up, and actually, now that I think about it, I do. Because I don't even think it shows up on camera, but I was playing around with some lighting beforehand. I wanted to kind of set the mood for the stream tonight. I tried some dimmer lighting, but the camera just didn't like it. But I can grab one of my lighting panels. So we'll pop that in and see what we get. Oh yeah. That is kind of spookly. And I will put that back and jump over to the other camera. So let me do that. There we go. All right. Oh. Hattie says it looks spooky. Yep. Let me jump back here just a second. And there we go. So that is carving a jack-o'-lantern. And I did it in what, about 30 to do with the kids. That was a pretty small pumpkin. And like I said, about 30 minutes to do. So swing by your local Bob's Market, pick up a pumpkin, be careful with the sharp objects, and carve yourself a cute little jack-o'-lantern. So I kind of loosely based it off myself, which I can actually make mine 3D. And that is all that I have for this week. Of course, before I go, remember the fall photo contest. And also, you can check us out on social media. But until next time, keep growing.